any chairs?
We moved him to the snooker room for the DAC's commendation ceremony last week.
Oh, that's very, very interesting.
I'll go and get them.
Give him a hand, would you, Ranko? What's your handwriting like?
Bad.
Mine's atrocious. Here we go. Victim, Anthony John Jarrett, nickname Hedgehog. Date of birth, 4th of January, 1974. Morning, sir.
Let's have some coffee, shall we?
Robbie, morning, sir.
Mind your back.
Mind your back, sir. Morning, Bob. It's like bedlam out there.
It is, sir. That's why I keep the doors shut. Have you spoken to the DCI?
Yes, she rang me at home this morning. Any developments?
Not so far as I know. The body was found about 3 a.m. by a panda from Sea Relief.
Which officers?
Miller and Henderson.
Oh. Good officers?
Miller's not bad. But there's been no cock-ups. The scene was preserved. Amit was called without delay.
Well, that's no more than I'd expect. Well, have a word with the duty officer, will you, Bob? Make sure we're not missing any tricks. I mean, maybe somebody knew the dead boy, or maybe one of the patrols saw something.
Yes.
I mean, if the reliefs can contribute anyway, it's all to the good.
Of course.
All right, thanks.
Right. Anthony Jarrett. He was found at 3:05 this morning by Sunhill Panda 2. Post-mortem was at 6 a.m. Cause of death was a knife wound through the chest, piercing the aorta. There were 15 other knife wounds to the arms, chest, and face, so he obviously put up a fight. There's severe bruising to the face and body. A blood test has shown that the level of alcohol in his system was 3 times above the legal limit for drivers. Frank.
I arrived at the scene about 3:30. Body was lying face down in the gutter at the junction of Crimson Avenue and Caddis Lane. The scene had been preserved by PC Henderson and PC Miller. I don't think they mucked around with anything.
Ted.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, we nicked him at a party at a rugby club last Christmas. He put a glass in someone's face. But the victim swore it was an accident, so we had to let it slide.
So he doesn't have a criminal record?
Oh, he was set fair to get one, sir. But he died first.
And we've set up a house-to-house in the Crimson Avenue area.
That's in progress, sir.
Alistair.
Sir?
We need to action some teams to cover the pubs and clubs in the area. Jarrett was on a bender last night, and we need to know where. So that's the casualty units, taxis, you know the procedure.
Right.
And I want a statement from everyone on Sea Relief. I need to know everything that happened on this ground last night.
Yeah, well, the relief doesn't come on till 10 p.m, sir. But I asked the duty officer to take statements off all the car crews before they signed off this morning, so we can feed that straight into the system.
Good, right. Let's get moving.
Hold your horses, Carver.
Look, just post the action to me, Alistair. I don't mind.
It's Narika, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Is this your first murder inquiry?
It is, yes, sir.
Yeah, well, Larry will help you out if you have any problems, or you just talk to me about it, OK?
Right, thanks, sir.
Do you know the people at the Hideout nightclub?
Not really. But it's only about a quarter of an hour from the murder scene. Known trouble spot. It's got to be worth a look.
Yeah, right, there you go.
Michael.
Well, thanks for lobbying for me, Chris. I don't think Meadows wanted me on the investigation.
There's no problem, Ted. I'll always help an old pal.
Oh, yeah?
Can I help you, gents?
I'm D.I. Burnside. This is D.C. Dashwood.
Oh, Elsa.
And you are?
I'm Ken Plough, the owner.
Well, this is just a routine inquiry, Mr. Plough. We're investigating the murder of a young man. We wonder whether he might have been in your club last night.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't in last night.
Yeah, well, take a look, would you? I mean, you might recognise him from another occasion.
I shouldn't think so. You best have a word with our security manager. He does all the front of house stuff.
Look, would you please take a look? If you don't look at the photograph, someone else will come back to talk to you.
No.
His name is Anthony Jarrett. Tony Jarrett?
No.
Is your security manager in?
Not till midday.
We'll wait.
You'll suit yourself.
Sarge, this woman says she heard a car screeching down Crimson Avenue at 2 o'clock in the morning. She didn't see the car, but that ties in with the earlier sighting of the red hatchback driven at speed.
Let me see.
Sounds like he was in a bit of a panic.
This looks like it, Carver.
Yeah, Gordon. The police are here. They want to work with you.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
How can I help you?
You the security manager?
That's right. Cheers, Ken. I'll take over from here.
You're the former.
Yeah, Michael.
Security manager. What does that mean? Bouncer?
I hire and fire the bouncers. I'm the boss.
Oh, yeah? Who's he then?
He's my boss.
There was a murder last night. Young man named Anthony Jarrett. His friends knew him as Hedgehog.
Hedgehog. I know an Hedgehog. He's barred.
Since when?
Since last night. I chucked him out for fighting. These are from Jarrett's bedroom, is that right? Go ahead.
One pair of trainers.
Anything for me?
White.
Yeah. It looks like he was killed somewhere and then dumped, sir. We've had 2 callers saying they had a car speeding off. One of the reports says the car was red.
Statements.
I'll wait till I've got something to send out, sir.
Patrick.
Sir.
Sergeant Roach can deal with that. Take an action from Ellison.
What forensic got to say?
Same as you. He was killed somewhere else and the body was dumped. Just been to see the parents.
Charming couple.
Breaks your heart, doesn't it? I think we care more about their son than they do.
Maybe it was shock. It affects people in different ways.
Or maybe they're just a pair of slags.
I've got a diary here. Have either of you touched it?
I haven't. I put it in the bag. You won't find my prints on it.
Okay, well, we'll send it to Soccer for prints and then get somebody to read it.
Can I read it, Sarge? I love reading people's diaries.
Norika? Oh, all right.
Ted, I'm office manager.
Okay, you tell her she can read it.
Okay, you can read it.
But the kid who was threatening Hedgehog, he was in the rival gang.
That's right. There's some sort of grudge match going on.
What's the cause of it?
I couldn't say.
This is a murder inquiry, Mr. Harrison.
I know that.
So?
Look, there was a big punch-up some months ago. One lad got done over. He lost a kidney. Everybody blamed Hedgehog for it. They were trying to start a barney in here last night to settle it. Not in my club, I said, so I slung them out.
Who, exactly?
All of them. Both gangs.
Who in particular? Who was out to get Hedgehog?
You'll get fat, you know.
I am fat.
Sarge, this is Mike Dashwood. Can you bell the incident room and let them know that I'm trying to get through to them on the PR?
Larry, you know these nicknames? Do I put the main file on the nominal
Incident
card
room.
or the nicknames card?
Nominals.
Hey, Alistair, radio.
Yeah, let's have the radio up. There's no point in having it if you can't hear it.
Yes, Greg here.
We've got a line on a probable suspect. Shall we make our way to his address?
Give me some details, Mike.
The suspect's name is Gary Lee. That's Lima Echo Echo. Apparently he's a member of a teenage gang of thugs called the Nutters. That's November, uniform, Tango Tango.
Yeah, all right, I get the gist. How near are you to his address?
Fairly close by now.
Fairly close.
In that case, proceed to the address and interview him.
He's a likely suspect, Sarge. He was heard threatening Tony Jarrett last night.
If I find him, I'm nicking him.
You know the situation best. Use your discretion. Now give me the address, please.
Fast work.
We'll see.
Green Road.
All right, boys. What's up?
Good news. We've got someone in the frame.
Oh, no. I thought this job was going to be a sticker.
How many murderers have you arrested, Michael?
Oh, 1 or 2, Gav.
I'm having this one. Gary Lee,
What do you want? My mum's out.
I want to talk to you about Hedgehog.
I'm arrested. Oh.
All right. You cautioned him. No. Gary Lee, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murdering Anthony Jarrett. You don't have to say anything, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. You understand, you little scumbag? Didn't hear that.
Do you know Anthony Jarrett? Tony Jarrett? Hedgehog?
I'm saying nothing.
Do you know anything about a gang calling themselves the Nutters?
I'm saying nothing.
Would you like to tell me what you were doing yesterday? Oh, come on, Gary. What happened yesterday when you got up in the morning?
My client is exercising his right to silence.
Shut up. Don't put words in my mouth.
There's no such thing as the Nutters. That's just some crap the kids made up.
I thought they were meant to be the hardest gang in the area.
Maybe.
So you have heard of them?
Of course I have.
Well, you just said... Oh, I get it. They wouldn't let you join.
You must be joking.
Gary, that's a trick question.
Mr. Dominic, I think you've just overstepped your mark.
I was advising my client.
You were coaching him in his answers, in front of a witness with a tape recorder running.
I was just offering my professional advice.
What do you want to know?
Tell me about the gangs, Gary. The Nutters and the Nasties.
We've got a lot of gangs of teenage tearaways. They form up, change their names a few times, then disappear. Sometimes they don't even give themselves names. They're just, lads going around.
How old?
Oh, anything between 15 and 20, 21. Now, when I was south of the river, we used to get really tough gangs. They terrorised the area. On this ground, it's not so much of a problem. Yeah, that's because we got really nasty villains. They wouldn't tolerate rubbish from these kids. Maybe.
You see, the thing is, you've got to understand how these prats think. They're always muscling in, causing aggro.
What sort of aggro?
Well, like turn up at clubs on our manor, team-handed, just looking for trouble. So we give it to them.
Why is that, Gary? What's the point of getting into fights all the time?
Well, you've got to give it, or all you do is take it.
Maybe they aren't looking for trouble.
Don't give me that. They did my best mate over. He wasn't doing anyone any harm.
You reckon it was Hedgehog who beat up John Perry?
Yeah, I was going to stick it to him in the throat. But I didn't.
No, but you planned to.
But I didn't. I swear I didn't.
These are from Lee's home address. Look at these. Regular arsenal. Flick knives, Stanley knives, even a good old CS gas canister. Always handy in a ruck.
There certainly is plenty of stuff here, Ted.
Organised chaos, Chris. My own vertical filing system.
Well, you could start using the exhibits cupboard.
I probably will later, when I get everything logged off.
But sooner might be better than later.
Cheers, Chris.
I say we should have uniform backup right here. Now.
That would just provoke him.
And then I said, suck on that power, I said. Look, lads, enough of that. Look, I've paid for it, all right. I'm not causing no trouble, all right.
Yeah, all right. My name's Delaney. I'm a police officer.
Not with me, mate.
Think about what I said, Gary.
You want me to cough to it? Well, I should have. I didn't do it.
It doesn't look good for you.
No, it doesn't, does it? Did you find me knives?
Yep.
Good collection, isn't it? Haven't used them much. Well, once. But I better not tell you about that, had I?
It's not a game, Gary. You're facing a murder charge.
That's right. You're gonna fit me up, aren't you, you piece of crap? Should never have trusted you.
No one's gonna fit you up.
No, don't tell me someone's not being paid off. Bit of a coincidence, I'm the one you pick on.
What do you mean?
Don't give me that. You know who did, Hedgehog.
No, I don't.
You liar. You lying pig. Course you know.
Do we need those clothes here? When are you going to take them to the lab, Ted?
I'm letting them dry, sir. Otherwise, I'm just going to get bloodstains all over the backseat of my car. I've got to let them dry naturally, sir. I can't bag them.
Mike, how's he shaping up?
Look at it this way. If you wanted to fit someone up with this job, you wouldn't have to look much further. Gary hasn't got a clue.
Yeah, well, I'm not interested in fitting anybody up.
No, I didn't say you were. I don't believe he did it, sir.
Why not? Well, I'll give you this. There's not a lot of evidence. No witnesses. Got no bloodstains on his clothing.
Just an uncorroborated allegation from our friend Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, and to make life more interesting, Gary thinks he knows who did kill Tony Jarrett.
Who?
Gordon Harrison. The bouncer at the Hideout nightclub.
Well, that's really helpful, isn't it? Harrison's pointing the finger at Gary, and now Gary's returning the favour.
Both trying to drop each other in it.
There's a lot of bad blood. Harrison used to be chummy with Gary and his gang. Then Hedgehog turns up on the scene, and now the Nutters don't get a look in.
Well, why would Harrison kill Hedgehog if they're such good mates?
Gary reckons there was a falling out. Hedgehog got lippy with one of the barmaids, and Harrison had to step in.
Which barmaid, Mike? I'll need a statement.
Sure, I'll go through my notes.
So, all we've got is accusations and counter-accusations. Need something concrete. What have you got on Gordon Harrison?
Nothing. He's got no criminal record. And the LIO don't hold a file on him.
Yeah, but the Serious Crime Squad are interested in him.
What was that, Ted?
Well, I've got a friend in serious crimes. They're setting up an operation into London clubs, looking at rogue bouncers. You know, the kind that go to work at a club, start making threats and end up taking over? Well, Harrison is on their A-list of suspects.
Why didn't I know this?
Well, because they're just setting the operation up. The information hasn't had time to trickle down to the LIOs.
No, I mean, why didn't I know this? I went to see Harrison this morning. Why didn't you tell me then?
I didn't know then. I made some calls this afternoon.
I thought you were the exhibits officer, Ted, not a member of the inquiry team.
Well, I had some time on my hands, and I thought, why not?
Oh, well done. That's very good work. Frank?
I'll go and see Plale, the owner. Find out what he knows.
What about the Nutters?
We've rounded them up, sir.
And Hedgehog's gang?
Them too. Michael.
Name? Billy Butler. You realise it's an offence to give a false name? Stay there. Look, isn't there anywhere else to go?
There's favourite. Try and tear the two gangs apart, Jim.
I don't want any fighting in a custody area, all right?
So?
I wanted to ask you again about last night.
I told you I wasn't there last night. My bar staff can confirm that.
I'm sure they can. I think I should tell you. We're near to making an arrest.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, we are. Let's sit down. Maybe you should think again about your story.
What story? I haven't got a story. I don't know nothing.
We're going to raid your club, looking for evidence. If we find any, and I think we will, you may be arrested as an accessory after the fact to murder.
You're bluffing.
I'm building a case.
Against me? What, you desperate or what?
Against Gordon Harrison. He's a villain. We know that. You start shielding him, and we'll drag you down with him.
I can't tell you anything.
Yes, you can. You have no choice.
Don't I? Yeah, like maybe I don't.
Tell us about Harrison.
Well, he's a heavy geezer. He mixes with dangerous people.
How come he's mixing with you then?
Well, he comes to the club asking for a job as a bouncer. I said he's not the sort of bloke we wanted. Then my brother gets his car smashed up and the windows of the club get put in.
Same old story.
So I give him the job. Next thing I know...
He's running the club?
Yeah, more or less. Takes a percentage of the profit.
You should have come to us. We would have helped you out.
Well, he said he'd kill me.
Rubbish.
No, not rubbish. The bloke says he's going to kill me. I mean, would you take the chance?
So where does Hedgehog come in?
He's a mate, isn't he? He knows Harrison, does jobs for him.
Jobs? What, like smashing cars up and putting windows in?
I don't know.
So, last night?
I don't know nothing about last night. I told you that.
But you knew there was trouble?
Yeah, well, I had a word with the barman. He told me things.
What did he tell you?
Hedgehog and his mates come in, they start mucking about like they own the place.
So Hedgehog's getting out of order and needs a slapping down?
Well, the bouncers kicked all the kids out. Harrison grabs hold of Hedgehog, takes him round the back.
On the back of the club?
Well, it's not for the first time, it's what he does. You get stroppy with Harrison, he takes you round the back, gives you a beating. Shows you who's boss.
And you got the message as well?
Look, I'm just small-time businessman. I don't...
All right. Save us a sob story. I want you to show me the back of the club.
You're joking?
No, I'm not. I want to look at the scene. I want to see where Anthony Jarrett got himself stabbed to death.
Anything from Frank?
No, sir.
Alistair, can you give me 10 minutes? There's a few things I want to go through with you.
Yes, sir.
Where's Ted?
He's taking the dead boy's clothing to the lab.
About time, too.
She's 15.
All right, come on. Haven't got all day.
Michael, call for some backup, just in case.
Better be quick, Gordon's
The
probably in by now.
will require backup at the
Well, this is the
hideout.
fire exit. I mean, when there's trouble in that, we bundle them out here, give them a boot up the backside.
Yeah, or a good kicking.
Yes, sometimes.
Greg's organising a panda as backup, Guff.
Good.
What are you looking for?
Well, a murder weapon would be choice. We're going to need forensic to go over this area, Michael.
Need a warrant?
No, Mr. Plale is going to give us permission. That corner looks promising.
Is
Is this blood?
Well, it's either blood, rust, or pee. I think it's blood. You all right, Ken?
This is where the kid got killed then?
Very possibly.
Didn't know what he was going up against.
Listen, Ken. Is there something you want to tell me?
Yeah, I suppose there is.
Well, go on, then.
Well, the thing is, Mr. Burnside, I lied. I was at the club last night.
Yes.
When all the trouble went off inside, I stayed out of it. But later I come out here and I see the blood everywhere. And then I see Harrison out here. He's putting a body in a car.
What, Jarrett's body?
I don't know. It's just like, it was a body.
But it was Harrison. Definitely
Yes.
Harrison.
Yeah, it was definitely Harrison.
Right. Will you testify to this?
Do I have to? Yeah, all right, I suppose.
Can I help?
Michael, your turn.
Gordon Harrison, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murdering Anthony Jarrett. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
Right, I'm off. I'll see you later, Gordon.
Don't go, Ken. We're in this together, you know.
Michael, stay with him. We don't want our chief witness intimidated.
Chief witness?
It wasn't your knife. It was his. Am I right?
I don't know what you're on about.
Oi! Where do you think you're going? You're under arrest. Or hadn't you noticed?
Don't be silly.
You brought Tony Jarrett out here to give him a hiding, but he pulled a knife on you. Now, you couldn't have that, could you? So you took it off him and you stuck him with it.
Is that what Ken told you?
That's what happened, isn't it?
I wouldn't put too much weight on what Ken says. He's not very trustworthy. Poor old Ken.
You trying to intimidate Plale?
Ken's an old pal of mine. Why should I intimidate him?
Because he's gonna shot you for murder.
Is he?
Tony Jarrett was only 17 years old. Didn't deserve what you did to him.
No comment.
You lost control. You stabbed him.
No comment.
Done this before, have you? You're a pro. A hard man. But don't think your big-time pals are gonna bail you out of this one. You're a slag, Harrison. And you're going down.
No